So recently, I was in the writing process for a short film of mine, and I came across this film called Mommy. So before we kind of get started, I just want to show you this one clip.
C'était arrivé TDAH, opposant provoquant. Puis il y a un trouble apparemment, de l'attachement. Je me souviens plus du nom. Quand il était jeune, c'était pas si pire. On pensait que c'était juste l'hyperactivité. L'hyperactivité, c'est ça.
So I was in fact trying to see other artists use aspect ratios in experimental ways to really see the weight of it. And I came to the conclusion that aspect ratios are likely the most underused tool in modern cinema, and especially cinema that came out after the rise of social media like YouTube. So let's backtrack a little bit about me. I am a writer-director. I made films like Red-Eyed, We All Fall Down Part 1, and I've been talking about this science fiction film that I've been doing for a while, and I finally got to finish it, called To No Man's Land. And we showed that at Filmy, so if you heard of that name, you've probably seen it there. Or you might be following us on Facebook, so thank you. If you don't know any of that, and you might have seen me around, I was also part of Real Asians Talent to Watch program in 2017, and I also took part in their first feature program this year. But aside from that, I've been making content on YouTube for a lot of years now. And yes, it's been inconsistent, but I feel like as a student of the game, I've learned a lot. So if we go back to aspect ratios for a second, I feel like when I was starting out, and when I see a lot of young filmmakers, entry filmmakers starting out, they kind of just shoot it in 16 by 9, or 235. Sometimes, they'll just slap, and you'll be hearing a lot of these like explanation or how-to videos, just throw black bars on there, look cinematic, right? And I feel like, and on the other hand, you'll also hear people like complaining about that because they're like, oh, you're not shooting anamorphic, so you're just cutting out stuff. But I kind of go against all of that. I feel like a big part of it is really to think about the why. And it's funny because this is me talking from my own personal experience. I used to do this. I used to throw on black bars. I used to think it looks cool. I used to make all my decisions because I seen other people doing it. And I think what's really important now in my process is to really understand why I'm making a decision. Why are you shooting in 16 by 9? Why are you shooting in 235? Why not 2 by 1 or 4 by 3 or 1 by 1 or 1 by 8.5? There's so many different aspect ratios. Why are you shooting in the way you are? And I think what's interesting is there needs to be a space for these questions to be answered, and there is no right answer. And that's the interesting thing, is just what I'm saying and what I'm hoping is that when you go on to make your content and your films, you have a reason for it. And that's the most important thing. So I'm going to list a couple of films that I recommend. Right off the top of my head, you can watch Mommy, you can watch House of Cards, you can watch Grand Budapest Hotel, you can watch Prisoners. They all have different aspect ratios, but what's interesting, especially after you watch it, when you've got an opinion of the aspect ratio, also see what the cinematographers say. A lot of these people go around the film festivals and they answer questions, and why they shot how they shot is a very common discussion. And you'll be surprised to hear how much detail goes behind their answers. Move forward, create a why for all your reasons, and I feel like you'll be surprised to see how much your films improve. That's really all I got for this video. I hope you guys took a little bit from this little small opinion piece, rant, whatever you want to call it. if you enjoyed it, just click the like button, subscribe, do whatever it is you will. I will say it would be interesting is to have a conversation on your favorite film that does aspect ratio in a very interesting way. I'll rephrase that. Comment a film that you think does aspect ratio in a very interesting way that adds a lot to the film. I think probably Grand Budapest Hotel or Mommy comes right off the top of my head. I know that there's a lot more that I can think of, but right off the top of my head, those are the two that just come to mind. So, I mean, it'd be really interesting to talk to you guys in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care.